Hello, everyone, and welcome to our foundation class taster. I'm so happy and excited that you are either joining us live today or watching or listening to the recording at a later time. So, how is everyone being today? And what are you aware of that led you to say yes to being here today, or led you to say yes to listening to this recording? What are you aware of in terms of other realities and other possibilities that perhaps are becoming available for you and they are not yet available for others to choose? So as I was sort of coming up with the idea and the energy of what this little intro Zoom was going to be like, I was looking for a picture. I was literally looking for a picture of me to add to the little graphic of the Zoom. And then as I was scrolling through my phone, I found the picture of Alice in Wonderland, and I was like, oh, that fits the energy perfectly. So I'm not even sure if it's legal or not to have used it. However, it's so totally desired to be there. So that was the picture that I used to create this intro Zoom. And, you know, for me, first of all, I absolutely love, I've always loved the movie and the book Alice in Wonderland. And I've always had this awareness or this knowing that the beautiful world of Wonderland that becomes available for Alice once she falls down the rabbit hole is something that is totally possible and available for us. And when I started looking at the different things in the movie and how some of the things, were so energetically congruent with what the foundation class is, I was like, this is awesome. We're totally going here. So I'm not sure if the energy will continue throughout this call. You're welcome to ask questions about it or about anything that might come up for you. This is like a very short, quick taster on what is the foundation class. So the foundation class, for those of you that have not taken it before, is this incredible level 2 class from Access Consciousness that gives you a set of tools and processes and also consciousness and energy that allows you to absolutely change anything and everything in your world. It is a set of tools that are very practical and yet easy and powerful to use that can allow you to begin to become more aware of what is your reality really. What reality have you been playing in? What reality have you been creating? What reality are you aware that is possible for you to choose? And have you been choosing it? So many of us are aware that there is a different reality. Many of us are aware of this incredible space of possibilities where we can be, create, choose, and actualize so much more. And yet, we might not know exactly how to access it, or we might not know how to get both of our feet off of this contextual reality that we're living in and literally take a leap into that rabbit hole to get to that other reality of possibilities. And so that is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this foundation class, because even though we have this awareness that this other reality, this other wonderland, this other possibility is literally possible for us, our mind might not understand, it's like it tries to cognitize it, it tries to like figure out how, think about it, try to do it, or whatever word that is for you. And in that process, what we're doing is we are solidifying and slowing down, and almost like that rabbit hole and that possibility just begins to disappear. Does that make any sense to you or for you? Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So I wonder, what are you aware of and what questions might you have? What brought you to join us here today? What awareness do you have about this new reality of possibilities? And how many times have you sort of like slowed yourself down and pretended you were the same average and real like everyone else in this reality? What if you really could be Alice version of you? And what if you could leap into the wonderland of possibilities? And what if it didn't have to be hard? What if simply asking a question could grant you access to that rabbit hole? Or what if doing some crazy stuff with your hands when you're calling out a number can help you completely erase the past and all the futures you thought you were creating, and in that process of thinking, of cognitizing, you made them more sort of solidified. So you literally just disempower the universe to allow you to access that whole new reality of wonderland and possibilities. Give me a second, someone just turned off my light and it's extremely dark in here. 1 second. And what if everything you were ever made wrong for, or everywhere you have judged yourself as wrong, really wasn't that? It really was something that was different about you and about your capacities to access something different. So would you be willing to let go of that wrongness? And would you be willing to acknowledge how you, like Alice in Wonderland, are different? You have different capacities and you have different abilities. You are magic. You are a miracle and you have access to miracles. So what if you no longer had to play in this very like slow, solidified reality that everyone else is playing in, and you could have this like set of magic wands, because it's not even just one, it's all kinds of magic wands that could become available for you that would literally allow you to wave them in the air and just create something different. And how many times, instead of creating something different or accessing something different or choosing something different, we forget that we are the magic wand. We forget that we could have access to a set of tools that could grant us that magic. And we keep on going back to whatever we label the problem. We keep on going back to what is wrong with us, what is wrong with our money flows, what is wrong with our body, what is wrong with our relationships, what is wrong with our business, what is wrong with our lives. Like, how much have we been trained and conditioned to do that? I know that personally, I've been exploring consciousness, energy healing, and spirituality, including yoga and meditation, for over 20 years. And I'm an Access Consciousness certified facilitator, and I've been in Access for almost 2 years. And I have so many tools at my disposal and so much awareness. And now more than ever, I am aware of the capacities that I have that are almost like magic. And yet, even like just yesterday, I was having this like weird pain down my leg, my left leg. My left leg has like a lot of charge, you know, historically for me, because I've had a lot of like trauma and drama that I've had pretty much all my life with my leg, including having had a really big blood clot in that leg after I gave birth to my youngest son 13 years ago. And so I'm having all this like weird like tightness, and it's like it's not really moving, and I start asking questions, and my mind wants to go to the wrongness. My mind wants to go to what is wrong. My mind wants to go to, oh my God, am I having a blood clot again? My mind wants to go to the trying to think and figure out what is wrong. So once I know what is wrong, I can actually maybe change it or do something about it. So I'm wondering how many of you have had similar experiences. Maybe it's not with your leg, maybe it's with another part of your body. Maybe it's not even with your body. Maybe it's with a relationship that's not working in your life. Maybe it's not even a relationship. Maybe it's like desiring to actualize, you know, $10,000 a month, and you're only seeing like $1,000 show up. And maybe it's something else altogether. The thing is, how many times do we like just let our mind carry us into the story, into the trauma and the drama, into the sameness as how everyone else in this reality is doing things, figuring things out, thinking about it, trying it out before they can change it, before we can change it, before we can actually choose something different. So what if we didn't have to operate in that way anymore? What if we could simply choose something different? So there's a lot of clearings, as you know, most of you have at least taken Access bars before. So that, you know, in Access Consciousness, we have the clearance statement, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds, which is, it's pretty much like a magic wand that allows you to clear anything. And I've also personally noticed that so many times I go to the clearance statement and I clear something over and over and over again. And it's almost as though I'm using the clearance statement instead of just choosing something different. So I'm wondering what your experience has been like. Has anyone have a question or a comment or anything you would like to share now? Yes, go ahead. You are muted.
Yes. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. I just would like to share that for me, foundation class is like you totally destroy our references point that we had before. So it really opens new possibilities to us to create, to engage, to be. And we really start to see us as a different as we were before because we destroy it. And it's so much light to do it being you and being yourself. And we start to see how much we take from others point of view and we lock it in your bodies, and then we start to clean this and do things that we really want to do, that is really light to us. And it's awesome. I really enjoy the foundation class because of that. Is this feeling that we are really changing all our base, you know, we are really changing it.
Hmm. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, Vanessa. And yes, yes, that is such a good point that, you know, in this foundation class, we do clear all the reference points because, you know, so many times we desire to create something different, whether it's with your body or your money flows or your relationships or your business or the adventure that is your life. And yet we go back to the reference points that we have from the past in order to create that. And so, you know, what does that create for us? And so one of the greatness, you know, like Vanessa was saying, was in this class, we were able to destroy and create all those reference points. So it's almost like Alice in Wonderland. You know, once she falls through the rabbit hole and she enters this whole new wonderland, this whole different reality, everything that was working for her in her home, in that reality that was a different reality before she fell down the rabbit hole, is not working for her anymore because she's in a different space. She's in a wonderland now where she is required to use different capacities, different awareness, and different tools that maybe she wasn't required to use in the reality before she fell down the rabbit hole. And it's so interesting that in Access Consciousness, you know, for a long time, we've been talking about creating a new reality of possibilities, not, you know, working and interacting and being the same as everyone else in this reality, but creating a new reality of possibilities. And what I'm beginning to become aware of, and I'm wondering if, you know, what your experience is like, is that now more than ever, with everything that is going on, you know, with this pandemic and the quarantine and everything else, you know, that we're going through in this reality, the tools that we've had to, you know, that were not access, you know, that were like regular tools to function in this reality are not working either, because whatever reference points we even had in this reality are no longer here. And there are so many more possibilities that are becoming available in this reality to choose and be something different. So if you could choose absolutely anything in the whole wide world and you could receive anything, what would that be for you? Does someone want to share? What would you like to ask for? What would you like to receive? What would you like to create now? Okay? I'll sense the energy of it. If you don't feel like sharing out loud, it's totally okay. Your choice. And whatever that is for you, what if you didn't have to even put words to it? What if you could just ask that question for you and then become aware of the energy that shows up when you ask that question, so that you didn't have to analyze it, you didn't have to quantify it, you didn't have to cognitize it, you didn't have to think about it or figure out how. It's just an energy. It's just the space. It's just possibilities. And then you could use whatever tool or whatever question or whatever awareness you have to notice what matches that energy. And that's how we can move through choices. By utilizing our awareness, by giving ourselves permission to be aware, and by not solidifying or slowing down the energy so that we could access something different. Let's play a little game together right now. If you're able to, close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath in together now. Taking a deep breath in, letting your breath breathe you into being. Asking that sparkly, sizzling energy that is your infinite being to begin to expand in all directions all at once. In front and behind you, to the left and to the right, above and below you. Let that infinite being expand even more, even more, even more. And then simply ask your walls and barriers to go down, down, down. Lower all your walls and barriers. The walls and barriers that are your thoughts and thinking. The walls and barriers that are all the trying and figuring it out. The walls and barriers in this reality and other realities, in this universe and other universes, in this dimension and other dimension, in this lifetime and other lifetimes. And anything else I did not mention, let them all go down. Push them down now. Let your infinite being expand even more. And let's also acknowledge our body right now. Acknowledge the wisdom of our body. Acknowledge that ease can be here, and joy and glory now. So from this space and beautiful place, you can ask yourself, what could be the wonderland of my life? What would I like to choose and create as my life? And anything that doesn't allow this to show up as if by magic, are you willing to destroy and uncreate it now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Expand your being even more and ask, what am I willing to create with my body and as my body. And anywhere and everywhere where you've taken other people's judgments into your body and you've solidified them, are you willing to destroy and uncreate them and return to sender with consciousness now? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And if any of us are empaths or healers, this is a tool that comes from the foundation class. Anything that you've locked into your body so that it doesn't go back to the person you just healed. Will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Once again, anything and everything you might have locked into your body as a healer, as an empath, in order to heal someone else, and so that whatever that thing is didn't go back to them. Are you willing to destroy and uncreate it now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And how irrational can you be to have all of this dissipate with total ease for all eternity? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. What if being an empath could be a gift and a capacity and not a curse? What if you healing others or the world could be your magical capacity without having to take everyone else's stuff into your body? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So from this beautiful space and place, what energy, consciousness, and choice can we and our bodies be to have total ease and total clarity with all of this? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can we and our bodies be to ask and receive so much more than you never imagined right away with total ease? Anything that doesn't allow this to show up as if by magic times a gazillion, will you destroy and uncreate it now, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So taking another deep breath in and expanding all the way out, even further, even further, even further, dropping down all the walls and barriers. So what are you aware of? What do you know about accessing a different reality of possibilities? What do you know about you being able to be who you truly be without having to get super big like Alice in Wonderland gets, or super small to pretend you're less than you be in order to please others, in order to have others like you, or in order to fit in to this reality that is the contextual reality that we're living in? What else is truly possible for you, my friend, that you did not think is possible, that others don't even believe is possible, that if you allow the possibilities, it would actualize a reality beyond this reality with total ease? Right or wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And you can open up your eyes if you like, and you can choose to stay in this spacious, playful place. And what else would you like to know about the foundation class, or any other questions you might have right now? You can unmute yourself or write them down in the chat, and feel free to answer them. I'm happy to answer them. Maybe we've lost some of you in the expanded and expansive universe. So let me share a little bit with you. So the foundation class, for those of you that have not taken it before, it's a 4-day class. It's an Access Consciousness class, as I mentioned earlier. Right now, we are doing it online because we are living in quarantine. And we are doing it just like we're doing this intro via Zoom, where you have a link to the class. We show up every day. You receive a PDF manual for the foundation class, and you can either print it or just have it downloaded. This is what it looks like. And every day we get together, we ask a lot of questions, we go through the different tools and the processes that are delineated in the manual, and you begin to notice and become aware of where you are, of maybe what had you made real, solid, and valuable about your life, about the adventure of your life, about the business of your life, about your body, about your money flows, about your relationship before you started the foundation class. And as we move through the different tools and the processes and your questions and the facilitation and the incredible energy that is being weaved together, we begin to dismantle everything you might have thought was that foundation for you. Everywhere where you thought this was like significant, valuable, and real for you, and yet there was just something there that wasn't jiving. There was something there that wasn't working. And you just kept on trying to like fix it or change it by going to what wasn't working and what was wrong. So the tools and the processes and everything else that transpires during a class gives us like those magic wands and those rabbit holes that we can literally choose to leap into to access something different without having to go through the same tracks of the story, the drama, the trauma, the things that, you know, we thought were supposed to be done that way and then they weren't working. So it's like someone is gifting you a toolbox filled with incredibly like magic tools and fairy dust and all kinds of elementals and things that make you feel like super playful and super expansive, to show you exactly how you can put them into practice to create something different. Because maybe you've made yourself so wrong, or someone else have made you so wrong for not having enough money in your life, or not having like the one person that you like to spend, you know, your life with, or your business not being as successful as you like it to be, or maybe not having enough clients in your life, or having this like pain in your low back or your knee or whatever that is for you. And you've been trying to like go to what is wrong or use whatever tools you've been given, and you keep on using the same thing and nothing is changing and nothing might be working the way that infinite being that is you knows is possible. So now you can leap into this other wonderland, into this other new reality of possibilities, and maybe create something different. Maybe choose something different. Maybe have so much more space, magic, miracles, possibilities, and ease with choosing, so you don't have to doubt yourself, so you don't have to make yourself wrong, so you don't have to invalidate yourself, and so that you can just have so much more fun with all of it. How does that sound? I get one thumbs up. Thank you. Awesome. Let's see. I think someone wrote something in the chat. Tamara, she missed a lot, so I'm not sure what you already covered. Yeah, you didn't miss so much. Alessandra says, sounds great. Thank you. And what else would be useful? So we talked about a little bit of the manual and the tools. There are body processes that we share during the class. There's a body process to strengthen your immune system. There is another body process to let go of the biomimetic mimicry that we do to sort of like imitate people in our life. And so we end up creating the same things that they're creating. The body processes, we're gonna be, because we're not in person together, we're gonna be running them on ourselves, and I will show you how in the class if you choose to join us. And or you can choose someone in your house that you can run them with, and you can teach it to them too, so they can run them for you as well. And what else? We have the crazy numbers that allow us to change anything in our life. We have all kinds of tools and processes for money flow. We have a lot of other things for bodies. We have some things for choice. So much. Perhaps you can tap into the energy that is all of this, and just ask yourself, what would my life be like if I choose it? What would my life be like in 5 years if I choose it? And then just become aware of that space and that energy. And then what would my life be like in 5 years if I don't choose it? And you could do the same thing for 10 years and 10 years. I personally, there's a lot of Access facilitators. I have lots of foundation classes going on right now. I have one that's starting this coming up week on Tuesday, April 28th to May 1st. It's 4 days, those 4 days, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. You are required to be live with us in the Zoom if you choose to have it. Also, Access Bars is a prerequisite in order for you to participate in the class. And perhaps now is the time for you. It's now the time for you to participate in foundation class. And if so, what can I be or do to support you in choosing it? And if now is not the time, that is totally fine too. You get to choose. You are a powerful being. You get to choose when that time is perfect for you. And whether you choose it or not, I'm asking you what else is possible for you, for your money flows, for your body, for your relationships, for your business, for your life, beyond this reality that you don't think it's possible, that others in this reality don't even believe is possible. That if you allow the possibilities, it would actualize a reality beyond this reality with total ease. And anything that doesn't allow you to be, know, receive, and perceive this new reality of possibilities that is so much more accessible right now, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Does anyone have any comments or questions before we say goodbye for today? Does anyone have a question? No? Yes? Yes? Who? I don't know, I can't see. Who has a question? Oh, Tamia, yes. Do we cover MTVSS, molecular demanifestation? Yes, we do. We cover that. Those are great processes. So MTVSS is the process that we run on different parts of the body to help us strengthen the immune system, to also help us get out of that fight, freeze, or fly, fight, freeze, or fly, something like that stress reaction that we have, that so many of our bodies are in right now. I noticed that with my body and with some of the people that I've been working with, that in order for us to sort of deal in the beginning with this pandemic and everything that this pandemic brought for us, we, like, our bodies automatically went into that stress response, which is the, I'm gonna fight it, or I'm gonna deny it, I'm gonna pretend that it's not here, so that we could actually function in this pandemic and this thing that is going on in the reality that we're living in. And I've noticed that when we run this process along with a couple of other clearings, it allows our body to just desolidify that, like, I'm gonna be like this armor, I'm gonna like hold everything in because I have to function. I have kids that I have to take care of. I have a husband or a significant other that is working from home. I have to make money, or I have to do this. I can't like break down, and whatever that talk might be for you, or maybe for someone that you know. And so our bodies have taken on a lot of this. And so this tool allows us to strengthen our immune system and allow the adrenal glands, which is where we store a lot of the stress, to just chill out, so that we can access a relaxation response. And then the molecular demanifestation, yes, that's another awesome process that allows us to change the molecules in everything, really. Like, you can change the molecules in food, you can change the molecules in drinks. We're gonna practically do this with like drinks. You can get, like, if you have a cheap wine in your house, we're gonna try it with that. You're gonna taste it before we do it, and then you're gonna taste it after we do it, and just notice the difference. And if you don't drink wine or alcohol, you can do it with anything, really, even with like water from your faucet before and after. Yeah, so we definitely cover those. Thank you for reminding me of that. Any other questions? All right, and I think that's pretty much it. I am so grateful that I know you have a lot of choices and a lot of places. Well, maybe not physical places where you can be at right now, being that most of us are in quarantine wherever you're joining us from the world. However, you have a lot of virtual places that you constantly, I'm sure, get invitations to join and to be part of. So I am grateful that you either are choosing to join us here live or you're listening to the recording later. And I would absolutely love for you to choose to be part of this online foundation. And if you do so, you can check out the information on bit.ly/foundationfun. And I'll be teaching another foundation towards the end of May again, and another one in June as well. So how does it get any better than this? And what else is truly possible for each and every one of us to have way more fun than we ever imagined possible? Thank you so much for being you and for choosing more. Bye-bye. Thank you.